So the second Halo Infinite flight ended just a short while ago, and I was scrolling through Twitter, seeing what other people's thoughts were on the game, because I personally love the gameplay and the gunplay of Halo Infinite. I was really concerned about the development of this game. It had been in development for so long, and it has been delayed for so long. And playing this game has really eased a lot of my concerns. I still would like to see more of the campaign, but hopefully we'll see more of that soon. But what a lot of people were saying on Twitter since the flight had ended were talking about how they really want BR starts in big team battle. And I know that this is a really small example of what we'll be seeing in the full Halo Infinite multiplayer, but from what I saw on the map fragmentation playing the various big team games, such as the, I forget the game mode where it's like domination, where you control all 3 points, capture the flag, and even regular Team Slayer, I kind of wanted to ponder the question, does Halo Infinite really necessarily need BR starts in order for it to be fun or successful? A lot of times, just from my use case, running around and spawning on the map, I wasn't very far off from a nearby commando or even a BR, and these weapons respawned very, very quickly. And I think 343 has taken the approach, at least from what we've seen so far in these fights, is that when it comes to weapon variety, less is actually more. Because there's not, for example, in Halo 5, had really 3 different weapon variants for everything. You had everything for the UNSC, then you had everything for the Covenant, and then you had everything for the Prometheans. And so far playing Halo Infinite, there's a really few amount of weapons compared to what we saw in Halo 5 for the UNSC side, as well as the Banished. There's a very few amount of weapons compared to what we saw in the Covenant. And there's no Promethean weapons in Halo Infinite so far. And I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'm assuming that it is. But does Halo Infinite need BR starts if a BR is really close by? The sandbox is much more diverse now in Halo Infinite than it ever has been. There's more diversity with the weapons, the power-ups, and even the ordnance drops that come in with Pelicans. It seems like there's always a mini event happening on these big team matches in Halo Infinite, whether that's a power-up that you're fighting for, whether that's invis, or you want to run and grab a weapon ordnance, or vehicles are dropping from a Pelican. And between all that, the respawn timers for a lot of these weapons that you'll pick up are fairly quick. I mean, I think the BR respawn time has got to be like 30 seconds or a minute, because it comes back fairly quickly. You also have long or medium range weapons such as the Commando, the BR, the Scavenger, the Storm Rifle, so on and so forth. They're all readily available and easy to find on most of these maps. And it seems like, as I said earlier, the respawn timer for all of these weapons are really quickly. Also, I think the Sidekick is pretty great as a sidearm if your initial loadout. And I'm not sure if they'll nerf the AR, but it seems like the AR is a little OP right now too. So I think that also kind of hurts the use case of saying that we should have BR starts in Halo Infinite. I'm not saying that BR starts should be eliminated entirely, but I feel like there are some people, even myself included, I'm victim to this, where if I play on MCC, I will only search BR starts on various Halo games. And I think that has to do with a few things, is that your movement speed is a lot slower, so it takes longer to traverse around the maps in some of these older Halo games, particularly Halo 3. And a lot of these medium-range rifled weapons are very rare to come by on a lot of these maps. There are some maps in Halo 3 where there's only 1 or 2 BRs on the entire map. In Halo Infinite, they seem to be much more abundant and generous on the locations of these maps. And your Person AI or your Spartan AI really helps you out, too, in locating all of these weapons as well. As for the gameplay in Halo Infinite, it's really fast, and the time to kill seems faster than ever before. It's almost kind of COD-like, I would say. I think that you die a lot faster in Halo Infinite than ever before. And maybe that also does hurt a little bit the use case for BR starts. If you're, or maybe it even helps it. I'm not really so sure. If you're going to get a BR and die instantly or fairly quickly than ever before, then do you really need to be giving everyone a BR if they're not going to last that long anyway? In other games, for example, Halo 3, Halo Reach, and Halo 2, again, it was more rare to find these longer, more powerful weapons in the sandbox. And it seems like Halo Infinite is going the route to be more diverse in its weapon pool than spamming battle rifles all over the place. When you have a BR starts, there's battle rifles galore. In Halo Infinite, there's a little bit more variety. Even, of course, since there's no BR starts in this fight, you do see BRs quite frequently. You see a lot of commandos and the Ravagers. So the question remains, will we see BR starts in Halo Infinite? I think most likely yes. That's a really staple game mode in the Halo series. Every Halo game has had BR starts of some kind, and I think they will come, but I don't think they're as necessarily something in order to have fun in the game as previous games. Also, this maybe has to do a little bit with how good the AR is. In Halo 3, the AR really just kind of sucks, and in Halo Infinite, it's pretty good. So maybe a lot of people preferred BR starts in Halo 3 because the AR's not that good. I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing out questions right here. I think time will tell on what the community ultimately wants. And it seems like a lot of them do want BR starts. And I think that's totally fine. I just don't think that we should eliminate AR starts entirely, because I think what the sandbox provided from us in this big team battle, Halo Infinite Flight, was really good. I don't think the game necessarily needs BR starts per se, but I think it would be a really fun game mode to mix and match in with all the other game modes, if that makes sense. I gotta say, though, I think this second fight was a lot more fun than the first fight. I think that I really enjoy the big team battle chaos in this second fight than I did in just the 4v4 from the first fight, or even the fight where we faced against the bots. So I think that big team battle may be the way to go for me individually when Halo Infinite launches, but nonetheless, I'm really excited for this, and if the multiplayer gameplay is any indication of the single-player gameplay, I think the campaign of Halo Infinite is going to be really good. I'm going to be posting more news and discussion videos regarding Halo Infinite as we get closer to the launch, and we're going to be doing our normal nonsense for Halo Infinite as we do for Halo Wars 2, so please look forward to that and subscribe to the channel if you choose to do so. And I'd like to pass the question on to you. Do you think Halo Infinite requires BR starts? Do you think Halo Infinite would be better with BR starts, or do you like kind of how it is, where it gives you the option to kind of go out your own way and choose whatever weapon you want in the upcoming battle on these larger maps? Love to know your thoughts. All right, that does it for me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you, James.